Hi, so, as I said last week, we'll be giving survival a little go. I don't know how long I'll put up with it. I've had a little play just to make sure I've got some buttons in the right place and given myself some random talents. But, yeah, I was saying last week, I'm not at all keen on the notion of hunters being in close combat, even though, you know, when I played a little bit of survival, I mean a little bit in Legion, it was fine. But there's too many melee characters anyway, melee classes.
Let me out of here.
Oh dear.
Stands firm.
I haven't got a key for that yet. Oh, I've got one for that, apparently.
I need a moment. I've been trying to break this cage for hours.
Now, I've got my bear for this, but I'm not sure whether that in itself was necessary or not. I usually have my wolf out. What is that? Yeah, let's have a charm, why not? Should be able to one on dual wheel since it's based on Rexar. I suppose so, but it's not. Obviously, this survival like pattern came out for Legion, where of course it was going to always be based on whatever artifact weapon they gave it, with an eye to the future. And I'm guessing they're looking at it and thinking, well, polearms. Did I ever get the key for this? Oh yeah, I did. You know, polearms can always be taken by druids and monks as well, and give it another class. I have always felt that, particularly with the new rules now for looting in guilds, that the ranged hunters are particularly hard done by, because there is no other class that uses, you know, guns and bows like this. Hi Deja. My day has been not too bad today actually. I could go to the supermarket and it had groceries in. Most of the ones I needed. I've also been pottering around a little bit this week as well, because I was thinking last week, for those that were on there. So let's say I like Shadowlands. That's still a big if at the moment. We'll have to see. So essentially I'm going to be wanting to play Alliance again. The only reason I ever went Horde was for raiding purposes, and that's not happening now. But because they have now into the model of having a very different experience for Horde and Alliance, I may still wish to have a Horde character, and I was umming and ahhing about what class that would be. Because most of the classes I would quite like, I was thinking, well, but I'd really prefer those to be Alliance. Including Hunter and Warrior. And the thoughts were turning last week to Druid. I have 110 Horde Druid, which I used my Legion, one of my Legion level boosts on. So I thought, well, I could do that. I'm not that bothered about Druids. Why not? And then when I went over to actually start it, you know, and see what it had and all the rest of it, I realised I had created on one of the Horde servers that I'd been playing on a Demon Hunter, a Horde Demon Hunter. I thought, oh, that's fine. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. So I've been levelling that up a little in Legion because I'd only just really created it. So I'll get that ready for Legion. And then when this is done, I might... So, basically, I mean, this character should ding tonight. And I'm not going to necessarily rush into doing loads on it to gear it up. I'll do a little bit. In the hopes that there'll be some gearing opportunities at the end of the expansion. In the, you know, the pre the next expansion. Pre-Shadowlands. So there's no point in putting a lot of effort into it now. Oh, hello. Just for a laugh, let's do that. Probably worthless on 2 targets. So yeah, next week what I may do is either level on the warrior, or I might do some on the demon hunter. What I've been trying to do on the demon hunter is to try and get it at least 1 legendary. I've been trying to do, I've gone on my paladin trying to get some Awakening Essence missions to try and build up the 1,000 I would need. I don't know of any more efficient way to do it. Oh bugger, I didn't mean to use that. Out of combat and everything. So at least just give it a legendary. It seems somehow a bit wrong to have a character coming out of Legion, going into BfA, that doesn't have one. But I will absolutely powerfully not be using survival when I'm doing this, when I'm using this hunter properly. So I've got my bags of reagents. I need more doggies then basically, don't I? Totally unnecessary to get legendary. It is unnecessary. Oh, good, my voice is going. It is unnecessary. But it just feels, like I say, it just feels a little bit wrong to come out of Legion without one. Because Legion, you know, it was always said before for the last few years that purples nowadays are like greens used to be. But then Legion made the legendaries the new blues, effectively. Oh. Don't need you. Have I done? I've done, I think. I suppose I might be able to buy the leather belt from somewhere as well. I ought to get another one.
But your daughter is safe in town.
Oh, no.
Be careful heading back.
Thank
you. I'm sorry I can't stay.
Don't
worry.
Started.
They won't get
Remember,
me twice.
measure twice.
Master Ashton, are you back with us?
Oh, I believe so. Thank you, Martin. What challenges await us today, friend?
We shall drive back the darkness.
Right.
Master Ashton, will you see this to the end?
I will indeed. Martin and I shall stay. Fantastic. There seemed to be a great deal of activity at the ruins near the giant tree.
Then we shall meet our friend there. Good luck, champion. Stay close, gentlemen, and we'll
I
see
talk
the witch's lines.
about I may have enough Awakening Essences. Yeah, I don't have enough Awakening Essences. I had about 500 or something of it. So what I've been doing is going on to... I've plonked my paladin into the order hall to do missions, basically, each day.
Their master hates the Cultirans with every fibre of his being. Even the witches are mere pawns in his bid to return to our rest. What I overheard.
Well, as I'm only slowly levelling that Demon Hunter,
Not just any trust.
then I'll hopefully have enough by the time I start levelling that Demon Hunter. Which may be by next Sunday. It depends how the
We must
missions
stop
are.
this grand rite at all costs.
I'll tell you what I've realised though. I've completely forgotten where I'll find them if I had to. You know, you can get, obviously you can get like little helper dudes for the missions in your own order hall. And then there's other ones you can get for like Argus stuff. And I've completely forgotten where to get them.
Fair winds to you.
I don't think I desperately need them. I think I vaguely remember where to get one of them. But I've completely forgotten most of even Legion, which I actually played. Right, hold on. Right, let's just go round in order. Don't like the way that these are converging on me. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. There we go. Evening, Fraser. So when was the last time this game got some really rare and unique upgrade, like old legendaries? Probably Fangs of the Father, unless I'm missing something in WoD, which I don't think I am. But I didn't like the old legendaries. It depends how old you're talking about. If you talk about the original legendaries, I didn't like those at all. You know, it was giving very, very powerful things to certain classes. In many ways, the legendary system in Legion, it had the idea that there were legendaries for all classes was quite good. The fact that you would get them and several of them was less good. I would have still had the rarity. But then I suppose the problem is for, like, you know, being competitive. If you have a legendary and others don't, it makes you more valuable, regardless of player skill or input or anything like that. So it's a tricky one. But the problem was there was that rarity at the start of Legion. It just seemed to go away as it went on. Because there were some people who would get legendaries quite quickly. More quickly than others. That gave them an advantage. Then there'd be the ones that get the competitive ones. I don't know why I didn't just use the bomb on that. Never mind. Atiesh was never going to go to Warlock in vanilla. Well, I mean, I don't know. The other thing about Atiesh is, given that you had to basically kill everything in the game to get it, well, yeah. I mean, what was the point in it? It was worthless. It was a really good legendary, but ultimately it was pointless. End of an expansion legendary. What? Oh no, what have I done? Alright, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't know that there is a good legendary system in a game where you want to look at balance. It's only the people who won't really care about balance. I think that, you know, would mourn their loss as such. Do I have legendary transmogs? On my paladin I do. I don't think on my hunter. I really didn't play very much on alts in Legion. I leveled some characters up. I maybe did the odd one. Oh, what have I done now? Is this charm underground or something? Oh no, it's not there. Looks like it was. Took you 4 months to get your first one in Legion, and it was a poor one, but so excited though. I mean, can't remember what I got. I think I got a reasonable one first, but it took me a while as well to get it. I'm just gonna do that because I think the other one's better. I should have picked it up. The link didn't work earlier. Someone else was saying something about that. I think what people were saying... there were some people saying they had a connection issue. They were able to connect, it's just the video was poor quality. I don't know why the link works there. You've had that problem before, haven't you? Oh, I've done it again. Am I even... Alright, yes, get this as well. I'm trying to think what my... I remember... Let me think now. I didn't... Because at the time, at the start of Legion, there were only 2 good red legendaries. If you got both of those, you were sorted. And there was the cloak, which I didn't... Whispers of the Nathrazim. Now, I didn't get that. And this is going to be the bugger of it. I'm going to forget the other good one that I did get. I did get one of the good ones. And I also got the bracers, which gave you a cheat death, which was actually bloody handy in the end on Cenarius. In fact, I ended up getting a world first on our first kill of that, largely because of it. But it also would very much have been a wiped if I didn't have that legendary. What was the other one? The replay, yeah, there's something... I have recorded it. The last week's didn't go up as a recording, largely because... there was something wrong with it. Recording had like a fault. But hopefully it's recorded alright this week and I'll be able to put that up. At the moment I'm rendering it, so hopefully overnight. But yeah, there were... I don't know whether there's an issue at Crowdcast. I did report it at the end. Because... various people at the start, they said at the end of the stream it was fine. At the start it was fuzzy, like you say. So I don't know what that's about. But hated that legendaries were not from doing something good. I mean, the thing is though, even legendaries in the past were it was a team effort. I mean, that's what I really didn't like too much about them. It was a team effort to get something for one person. It was about individual glory, but a team working for it. You know, because if you think about the people that were getting the legendaries, were they doing any more work than the people who were getting it for them and not getting anything? Not really. In fact, not at all. Oh, what's to do there? Oh, I've got some people to kill. Alright then. How do I like the hunter and survival? I don't like... I'm going to be biased anyway. Because, I mean, survival plays fine as a spec goes. But I don't like the idea of hunters being close combat. Because there's far too many close combat things. I will go back to Beastmaster after a respectable period. Oh, God. Right, fine. Oh dear. What druid doing there? Righty-ho. I can't remember. Is there a thing with these? Oh, let's just kill them and hope for the best.
Possess power beyond your comprehension.
Right, is this going to help against them? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to die to these. I'm supposed to do something, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I'm supposed to use that, I think. I'm going to die. Right. Yes, I was supposed to use the thing. That's what happens when you don't read instructions. Last house I played, I wasn't impressed with the gameplay. I think it was more that I wasn't impressed with the fact that they had one. I mean, I don't enjoy, you know, the hunter close combat. The idea of the benefit of a hunter to me is using a bow and being cheeky and just firing off things from some distance. And if anyone's going to be in danger, it's going to be my pet. And if my pet dies, I'll just run away. Which is exactly what would have happened there. I would have just run away. But there we go. Right. Did my pet die? He did die. He did not die, sorry. Right, okay. Let us this time do it properly.
I will send your soul to Gorathul.
It still hurt quite a lot. But at least it's going to be much easier now. Right. Actually done now. I like the wildfire bomb where it can change up the rotation if... Oh, what? Oh, that one. Yeah, I didn't try that one. I went for relatively straightforward when it came to talents. You know, ones that either replaced an existing ability or were passive in some other way. As I'm not really going to get into it to do it. I'm not going to spend any time on it. What was it? The point of all legendaries was exactly that they were rare, and every time you saw someone wielding it, made you impressed. Yeah, maybe if you're on the Ironforge catwalk, but when you were in the guild, it was annoying. Because, for example, in our guild, we had someone in Molten Core get one of the halves of Thunder Fury, the Prisoner of Thunder thing.
Stand strong. Farewell.
And it took a ridiculous amount of time to get the other one. And yet, there was a guild that was coming up after us. It wasn't a competitor, it was way behind us. They had 4 full Thunder Furies in the time it took us to get one. And after that, the whole, it wasn't an expansion, of course. The whole of Vanilla WoW, in that guild, we had 1 Thunder Fury, and that came quite late on. That came towards the end of Blackwing Lair.
There, a door in the tree.
Is no one going to mention that massive wicker golem? Because I feel it should be mentioned. One crisis at a time, my boy.
Really don't want to play so I don't have to. Oh no, I'm not pushing. I'm not punishing myself. Don't worry. I'll carry on with it for a little bit. But I will go back to the bow. I'll tell you what. I'll wait till I ding 119. Oh, actually, I'm nearly at 119 now. Okay. Well, that's going to be quite easy to comply with. I'll wait till I've done this quest. When I'm back at a safe quest hub. Now, do I have any potions to use here? No, I think I just killed this guy. Right, let's do that then. Is this useful? No. Let's try a DPS cooldown. See how that works out. he killing my bear?
Interlopers! You meddle in affairs beyond your ken.
Doesn't work here.
You cannot stop me from reclaiming.
Can you stop dropping rocks on my head when I'm stunned? It's just rude. I'm going to be missing Storm Song out completely here on this character. But the XP buff's still in play, isn't it?
New information. Remain
I have
steadfast.
fashioned the greater control charm out of the others we acquired. Use it on the Demolisher. We'll ride that monster out of here.
More than that, we'll use it to destroy them. Come on. We can signal for an extraction at the high ground northwest
forget.
of here. But before we go, we should take advantage of the situation and lay waste to their army.
What does 3 do?
There is a certain satisfaction in using the Coven's own weapon against them.
I do quite enjoy its earth-shaking stomp.
Where do I think Blizzard's priorities sit at the moment? Old expansions or new content? What, you mean classic? Well, that's the thing. I mean, obviously I don't know. My understanding when this whole classic thing was coming out is that the current team, the retail team, wouldn't really be involved. You sort of knew Ian Hazakostas would be like the boss of WoW, so to speak. But it was supposed to be the case that retail developers would have nothing to do with Classic WoW, and that is. But then, you know, as they were starting to work on it, it was pretty clear that they were spending time on it, not just Hazakostas, which was a little curious, I thought. I mean, I'd still say surely retail, just because it takes more work.
Aram's stand will have a clear line of sight for our signal.
It's almost over.
Ultimately...
Please tell me it's almost over.
Oh, can't I use my abilities anymore? Oh, crap. Run away, then. Get over that wall. You know, doing the classic WoW is just basically copying something that has already existed, whereas the retail version has to be actually
Stand
new.
strong. There are Griffin riders waiting for the signal. It is safe to fly over the forest now. I just hope they get here quickly.
Do you know what was the scariest thing for me in a computer game? And it wasn't in Doom or anything like that. Are we getting on the bloody Griffins or what? Get on. It won't let me get on. Have I got to talk to
It's a
someone?
fine day for a little applied alchemy.
Why? There's something up here. It's not letting me on the Griffins. Why isn't it letting me on the Griffins? This doesn't seem right. I think the timing of hints for Burning Crusade is strange. Well, at the moment, I mean, obviously where we are at the moment, we would have expected by now. Let's see if changing spec sols is. I'm going to sort of do that anyway. that the Shadowlands Alpha would have been out. Now, of course, there's any number of virus-related issues that could have scuppered that. Hellscream's bow. See, they're not able to ride it either, so there's obviously something up with it.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Is there actually a bug here? That's a bit crap. Am I back in the beta? Can signal for help.
Shall we get
We've
started?
done that.
It worries me when you show up.
Well met, champion.
I'm just going to do a reload. But yeah, it may be that if something to do with Shadowlands has had to be delayed, maybe they're throwing a few other things to make us forget about it. They'll obviously be disrupted themselves with having to get people trying to work from home where possible as well. They're obviously not having much luck either. And they've got bored of waiting. I'm not sure that this quest is finishing though, because this quest isn't completing. Stick it to him. Or is it? Alright then. Let's go and wander over there. Oh no, that's what I was going to tell you. Right, in a computer game, there's been a few little moments in like Doom games where you've made you jump and stuff like that, of course. But in terms of actually scare you shitless, old game in the 80s, there was a game called Dungeon Master. And on the it takes place in a dungeon, as you might imagine, and at the very bottom of it is a dragon, and I gave a save position on a floppy disk to a friend of mine to have a little go at it, and unbeknownst to me, what he'd done is he trapped this dragon in a vault. No, I didn't know. So anyway, he gave me that back, and I was playing on it, and I just happened to open this vault, not at all expecting the dragon to be there, and it was there. Absolutely shit myself. Right, I don't know where I'm going here. All right, we'll go this way then. How am I liking survival? I've got a bow on my back. That's how I'm liking survival. I had survival briefly. Must have been loads of work about for online tuition. I do. No. I wouldn't have thought so. I'm obviously I do a little bit of part-time teaching, so I'm doing remote classes for my students. The best thing parents can do now, if their kids are at home, is just get them to read. And you know, depending on the age there are online tools they can use that would be fine. But essentially just get them to bloody read books. Proper. Every week they should be made to read, depending on their age, at least one fiction and one non-fiction book. It's the best thing they can do now. And avoid at all costs attempting to homeschool them. Right,
We shall
okay.
drive back the darkness. Thank you for assisting me, champion.
Okie
I will
dokie.
report our mission success to Lady Lucille.
I shudder to think what might have become of me had you and the Inquisitor here not
Right,
intervened.
so
I appreciate not being dead.
I'll just go
The
there,
Order
turn
of
that in, then I
Embers
can go
has
to
stood
Shadow
against
Song, I guess.
Barakal once again.
Oh,
With
no.
allies, we shall continue to stand strong.
Hail,
Fair
traveller.
winds, champion.
The Coven will pay for their atrocities.
China communist propaganda counts as fiction? No. Although they could be encouraged to read 1984 if they wish to be a little bit political. Where am I heading? Oh, not learned anymore. There was a question mark there, it's disappeared. Oh, in that case, we'll just go back to Thingy Land now. Is that where I want to go? Trade Winds Market. Khan Academy has some good tools. Yes, it does. But they tend to be more useful, I think, for people trying to like research something specific. Whereas I would just suggest people just read. You know. History books, geography books, science books, whatever. Just read. Practice some maths. Maths has to be practiced. It's not really knowledge based. Read some fiction as well. Decent fiction though, none of that Shakespeare rubbish. Unless there's literally nothing left. Could read Lord of the Rings. They could read Charles Dickens. Could read Winnie the Pooh before they read Shakespeare. Actually, my favourite book is Pooh and the Philosophers. A very good book. Hi Grace, oh Gary, sorry. Yeah, it's going alright. What's that for? I'll have to have a look at that. One more level to go, and then we'll just do a little bit of whatever I can in the interim. I'm still wearing a legendary because I don't have anything better for it. I need to get a quest that gives me... I mean, it's still quite high item level, I suppose, but... Surely I'd get one higher item level than that now. Would I like to run through Waycrest quickly for the dungeon? I'm not really. I mean, I would... No, I'll do it naturally anyway. When I get to level cap, I'll do a few dungeons to get some gear before I can get into LFR, won't I? So, it's fine. You can't go to the library because you might get bitten by zombies. You don't need to go to a library. In fact, people are not recommended to travel out to a library. We're not allowed to do that. You just get them online books, digital books. What am I doing? What the bloody hell am I doing? I haven't got any quests yet. I need to go and get them to tell me to go to Stormsong Valley. I should also get out. There we go. Come here.
Well met. Honor guide you.
That mean doing the quest? Alright then.
Together we can unify Kultiras.
Be careful.
I think there's various deals being done for digital books at the moment as well.
I'll be fine, Cyrus. I can protect myself. Besides, I have the Alliance emissary by my side. Normally, I'd offer you a ride on Galeheart, but the Tide Sages only allow visitors by boat. Most people here look to the sea for guidance, the same way others look to the light. But the Tide Sages, they've got a much deeper connection with the water. They're a little mysterious, but
What can I do for you?
important to Kultiras.
Keep
They
the
help bring
wind in your
fish to the
sails.
nets
I wish you could
and
see
rain
the
to the
fleet.
fields in the valley. I think even someone as well traveled as
also
you
would be
bless
impressed.
every last Kultiran.
Oh, you're saying now you've been isolated, you find yourself enough time to complete Mechagon achievements. I mean, I don't really.
Now, nobody seems to know
I've ended
why
up having
the
to
stars
spend more
turn
time on
red.
other things. It's quite bizarre.
People say the Tide Sages have lost their magic, But I think they're just vying for power, like Ashvane. One way or another.
But this is what I've been saying to people that, you know, the people that find themselves with lots of time now, and the, you know, and there's some of these people that will be driving them mad not being able to go out of the house. They just need to learn the benefits of computer gaming. They need to understand that there are people in the world, if you tell them they've got to spend 6 months playing a computer game and trying not to get too fat, then actually that sounds like a pretty good life for them.
I've always dreamed of adventure. You know, someone around here has to know something. You can't just lose a whole...
You there. Who's in charge here?
We can ensure the safe passage of your vessel for a price. Tides welcome you. Stormsong will be pure.
You are nearly as insufferable as Brother Alan.
So, we'll take that as a no then.
I mean, my major worry in terms of kids and what they'll be doing is usually, well, not usually, almost always you'll find that kids, when they've gone away for summer, they've come back and they've regressed so much because they haven't been using the brains. Or not, you know, some of them will have been, but many of them won't. Shudder to think what the damage 6 months will do. It may be more than that. I mean, that's assuming they're even going to go back to school in September. Don't know that yet.
I don't like the looks of this. Let's get out of here.
Do not delay. Lord Stormsong needs these charts at the Shrine of the Storm at once.
Stormsong will be pure.
Follow me. Eyes down.
Outsiders are forbidden in the archives, brother.
It was a melee hunter. I've gone back to bow. I gave it a go. It was... it's not the worst close combat spec. But a hunter should use a bow.
Bar all visitors.
They're stuck in apocalypse mode until 70% of us contract it, I hope. Well, the whole point is to avoid 75% having to. Come on, hurry up. I need to get mugged here.
You have no idea of the danger you are in here.
What do you mean?
I don't like the guns. I don't mind crossbows so much, but bows are more elegant on a night elf.
It is being held prisoner in an unnatural storm.
You get,
Heretic! You will not interfere!
Can't remember any bloody bindings now. Pay attention.
I was only following orders.
Are you all right? I should have known better than to think Wade above the shadow.
Yes, exactly. The pet can do the close combat stuff.
Our
If
people
it, as I was saying earlier, if it goes badly, then I can leg
there
it.
are those among us who have sown the seeds of resistance. Find Brother Pike in Brendan.
Have I abandoned my classic leveling plan? Yeah, I think what happened with that, I ended up getting right into it. And I was doing it on so many characters. And then I stopped doing it. I had to, like, I was just too busy for like a week. And then it got it out of my system. The addiction left me. And I haven't dared go back to it since because I really don't have time to be spending... Like, I'm not even spending time on Star Wars The Old Republic or Elder Scrolls Online and stuff like that, which I'd like to do. Certainly haven't got time to be playing a game that I played bloody years ago. God, how many... Oh, no. 15 years ago? 15 years ago. 15 years ago. So, yeah. So I'm not going back to that. it's
I'm afraid Kultiras won't be much help
it
to
drew
the
me in.
Alliance until the fleet is home again. We'll need
Not
to
tempting
bring
fate
House
again.
Stormsong back into the fold first. They control the Tide Sages, and the Tide Sages the fleet. Lord Stormsong rules the house and basically the entire valley. It sounds like he's the key to all this, but he hasn't been to Borealis in months. We'll start our search in Brent.
I'd have a gun if I had a dwarf
We
hunter.
can find this brother Pike there.
Your daughter was due to take her exams this year. It's heartbreaking. Fortunately, her coursework and pass grades are really good. Hopefully it counts. Yeah, which exam? Oh, would this be... I mean, well, it doesn't matter, does it? It's going to be done on the same basis. If she's consistent, then she'll get the grades that she was consistently getting. That's how it works.
Figure out why the road is closed. See if you can convince the
You know,
soldiers to clear
the
out.
students who were...
Storm's coming.
In Stormsong's name.
Yeah, like I say, the ones who were being consistent... Can't remember what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Perhaps that.
Sod off, louse.
I mean, would she have been doing hires or university next year?
Ahoy!
Kultiras is fish food without us.
Because obviously there's two aspects of it. There's the qualifications themselves. Unfortunately, I mean, this year is going to be, for her, forever tainted, because any grades people are awarded, you won't really know if it's what they would have got.
In Stormsong's name.
But in terms of getting her on to the next stage, yeah, if she's consistent, she'll get what she would have actually got.
I've had enough of you anyway.
The issue is sometimes you'll get students who
Kultiras is fish food without
who are slow burners, and they start to pull it together towards the end. They're obviously going to get stuff by this. They're going to have to just spend an extra year. The ones who started off brightly and were maybe planning on being a bit lazy towards the end, they're going to get away with it. They're going to get a proper get out of jail card. But you know, that's the nature of it.
Our fleet will crush you.
I stop playing out some retail. You notice that it makes me enjoy the game much more. It feels better when there's just one child to keep your eye on. Okay. I mean, what started me making alts in the first place was really for trade monkeys. I have an unhealthy obsession in MMOs with professions. I always like to do the professions.
Don't get your we're relentless as the briny deep.
And that's what started me creating in the first place. Because actually in World of Warcraft, I don't really get on for a long time with other classes. Paladins I like. But when it comes to other classes, they're alright. I can play them for a bit, and I like playing them for a bit as a novelty, but not doing it long term. So I don't really play them because I'm like too fickle or something like that. The Paladin would always be the main if I was playing seriously, but of course now I'm not.
Finally, some action.
Right, shall we see if that troll rare's still about? There's a bridge over here somewhere, isn't there?
This pass is the only land route into the valley. House Stormsong is up to something. Isn't the valley majestic? No wonder so many people settle down here.
I actually really like Stormsong Valley. I love that landscape.
Brennadum is the largest trade hub in Kultiras, outside of Borealis.
I'm not necessarily a massive fan of a lot of the quests in it. I do like the quests with the honey monsters and the bees, but I absolutely love the landscape.
All of Kultiras is exposed without it. It's only a matter of time before we're attacked. Threnodem is just ahead. Come on.
So in many ways, I'll be quite glad to be doing this last and not actually having to do a lot of the quests in it.
The militia hasn't been on patrol in days.
How can I help?
Too busy taking
Once
our
you get their
harvest
attention,
for the
I'll get them out of here.
soldiers. We demand answers, Pike.
What? All right, yeah.
Citizens, disperse at once.
Ah, yeah.
The oldest game I play, and still play, is Baldur's Gate, the Baldur's Gate series. Probably the oldest game I've actually got that I can play in a suitable form.
What's going on here, brother?
Larena Strand is a short ride from here. Come.
And what will we find there, exactly?
I might as well just pick up this quest
One
as
of
well.
my brothers. And answers.
Maybe. Oh no. No.
How Stormsong changed when the fleet failed to return.
Do you know where the fleet is?
When I searched the water.
Why does Jaina not have the accent of the other cultures? Oh, she's been away for a long time. People's accents do change. They can get away with that. She went away to the Kirin Tor when she was young, didn't she? She didn't really grow up a lot. I mean, she, you know, as soon as she was old enough to join, she was whisked away to Dalaran, wasn't she? So I don't have an issue with that. I wouldn't really pick on inconsistent accents anyway in the game, but yeah, they get away with that one.
What's the situation?
The bigger question would be why she's a dreadlord. Okay, well maybe Nath. Well, actually, in that case, she shouldn't really have a shrill American accent, then, should she? She should have something more akin to either the Nath regime or Antonidas. Why are all the player character Kulturans chunky instead of like Catherine Proudmoore? Maybe she's anorexic. Maybe she's got an eating disorder. Maybe Blizzard are trying to highlight a serious issue and no one's noticed except me. And maybe you. Did you throw my fox away? That's just cheeky. This is much better. Don't have to take any of that AoE nonsense.
You pay the price for disobeying.
Did I ever start writing that book? There's a couple of books I've thought to write at times. The answer would be yes, but haven't actually. I don't have time.
Unit deactivated.
Oh, go away.
Times were simpler once.
Children of the sea, today is the dawn of a new age. Children of the sea, today is the dawn of a new age for us all. House Stormsong must take control of this shattered kingdom and restore it to glory.
here, are you?
No more will we work our fields and build our ships for the haughty Borealis elites to give nothing in return. We must work as one and muster our strength. Kultiris will forever belong to its people.
Get in line!
No more will we work our fields and build our ships for the haughty Borealis elite to give nothing in return. We must work as one and muster our strength. Kultiris will forever belong to its people.
Right, well, these ones don't seem to be giving up their whatever it is I'm after. I think.
I don't have a target. I need a target.
I don't think there's anything communal about the old god cults. No one ever seems to really benefit from them, apart from the old gods.
Engaging. Our mighty Tide Sages shall guide us all to victory with the very power of the sea itself. Together, we shall return to the tide. Together, we shall be powerful once again. Our mighty Tide Sages shall guide us all to victory with the very power of the sea itself. Together, we shall return to the tide. Together, we shall be powerful once again.
According to the number of tentacles to each, according to how many eyes they have. Yes. I was quite glad they didn't go too far on that in this one, because one of the most annoying things about Cataclysm at the end, which is the only part of Cataclysm I played, was that bosses were just some combination, varying combination, of blobs and tentacles. Everything you had to kill in a boss fight was usually either a blob or a tentacle, or alternating blobs and tentacles. With the last two fights being exclusively that. Aha! I've got my thing. Right. Oh, I've done everything now. Okay, apparently I have.
You were too good for this world, brother. I will make sure you receive a proper burial.
Still no braces. These are slightly larger upgrade.
Well met.
Belt. Get those. Oh. To accept it
I'll
first.
scout ahead.
You have
Meet you at the
need of me?
shoreline.
You agree that basically everything in BfA was leftover stuff they meant to do in Cataclysm? I don't think meant to do in Cataclysm. No.
Let us see this.
There's no need in any expansion for them ever to finish a major story off. It's always about a bit of a story. Cataclysm was Deathwing. Yes, it's old gods as well, because that's what drove Deathwing mad. But ultimately it was Deathwing. What annoyed me about it was the extent to which they corrupted the entire game with it. Because now, when you play the game from the start, you're leveling a character up from the start. You've got... why are you picking on me? Can you taunt properly? Has he even got taunt on, this idiot pet? Hang on a minute. I don't see taunt on the pet bar. Couldn't Bennett.
I cannot attack that. I can't attack that target.
Why isn't it on? Why isn't it automatically growling? Something's a bit weird here.
Sea to sea, ashes to ashes, tide to tide.
Alright, that didn't count as assault, right. Oh, hello. Don't kill Fluffykins. Bad. Oh. Right click growl, is it? Okay, let me try it a minute. Oh yeah, okay, thank you. I think, maybe. Yes. I don't know why it disappeared in the first place. Was that just because I changed spec? Or pet or something?
Welcome your weary soul.
Actually, I should kill her. Because when she disappears, so does the other one, isn't it?
Intrepid spirit will rest forevermore. The bit
Alright, Falstaff.
but still legible. These incantations will serve us well.
Faction conflict, Ashara and Zoth and stuff. They've only ever really taunted us with Ashara before now, haven't they? Even then, I mean, okay, I haven't played BfA, I haven't played it all through. Maybe it's a bit different if you did. But it doesn't seem to me that they used Ashara a lot in BfA even though she finally appeared.
Ebb and flow from shelf to shore, your spirits moves.
Don't get why BfA is called Fourth War. The war in Mott, not. As you could possibly argue it, because, for example, in Mott, it wasn't Alliance versus Horde, it was Garrosh versus not Garrosh. You know, so there were Horde fighting against it as well. Now, although there were some Horde technically opposed to Sylvanas, it was like individuals, wasn't it, rather than a massive chunk of the Horde. I guess they could argue it that way. But it was certainly a war. BfA should be like the Sixth War, very possibly. Oops, I didn't actually need to do that.
Not let these lost souls wander any longer. I would have words with you, friend.
Our master beneath the tides will guide us all to victory.
I am listening. Karan's guide you.
House Stormsong will rule this land. You will kneel before your queen, peasant.
Looks like they pulled that fourth war name for the sake of nostalgia and using to make sense. I mean, I don't know what their only workings would be. Obviously with BfA they wanted to emphasise the war, whether for nostalgia purposes or what.
Darkness took your mind, sister.
Maybe they just didn't think that Old Gods was enough of a... an appeal for the entire expansion. I don't know.
Those laborers, they're being held by...
Have you got a quest that's not rubbish?
We must help them.
Right, that seemed to be quite easy.
It's not everyone has lost their damn mind. Half the house has gone mad.
Come on. Oh, for goodness sake.
Take care of yourself out there.
Alright.
Make your way
I
to the
thought this would
shoreline
end up
on the other
doing that.
side of the yard. Find a young, proud Moor
Home
cadet,
is where the
Talia. Go!
Don't have to tell me twice.
I always thought it was there to try and disguise something. Like, they call it Battle for Azeroth as if, you know, it's a battle between the Horde and the Alliance for supremacy over Azeroth, when it was quite clearly a literal battle for Azeroth. And they were just trying to, and the whole war, I think, was just to help that play on words, I felt.
Fly, you fool!
And of course, you know, it was there to introduce perhaps their new war mode, which I'm very appreciative of, because I get to turn it off.
I'm going down with the ship. Run to your families. We will settle this.
You wouldn't know the game would it find interesting to buy if there was weird tentacle monster on the box. I don't know, some people like tentacle monsters.
Good. This blade is still sharp. A sharp blade is a safe one. You are free now, brothers and sisters. Begone! Your work is done here. It is not safe here. You must leave this place.
Get in line.
Although I would wonder who actually these days that might play an MMO wouldn't know what World of Warcraft was. Excuse me. Heading further and further away from where I'm supposed to be going as well. I'm just trying to get these three things. Right, not too far away now. This 100% experience boost is quite handy. How long does it last for again? Does anyone know?
I am glad the innocent are safe, but much remains to be done.
No, kill that one. April 20th. Yeah, that's not all. Oh well, that's not too bad, I suppose.
The ocean's mists hide much, but this beacon shall let us reach them. The storm awakens in all. I will prepare the ritual to release these souls. Meet me by the shoreline just north of here.
Together we can unify Kultiras.
Okay.
We're in this together. Name's Sam.
Oh,
Sam
okay.
Williams. Glad to have someone with a
That
weapon
was
on our side for a change.
even
You are
quicker than
ready.
anticipated.
Release the souls
Might as well at
within
least
the
finish this off.
Hear our call, fallen. Your wicked deeds are forgiven this day. Return to the storm and know peace. Flow through the shrine, so we might share your strength. Tides bless you. It is done.
Not really minded to do anything else there. I'll do without the whistle. Alright, so what's my item level now? 282. What am I aiming for? 320. I think the first thing to do...
Every hand helps.
Get to Borealis first.
We will not falter.
Scrap stuff.
Keep your wits about you out there.
And then go to an auction house, I think. Now, I don't think I've got any auction... Last time I went to an auction house, I didn't notice any auction tools working. I maybe ought to check it's up to date. Shouldn't April Fool's jokes come on April the 1st? We're still in May. I was to do a dungeon. What's the... Oh, actually. What do I have to do to get on? Now I was going to get some gear first, wasn't I? Let's before I start getting bombarded with lots of level cap quests. Now to see just how accessible the early gear is, the crafted gear. Do that in a bit. Hi, bro. Mail. Alright, this isn't helping me. Alright, let's just do it a bit at a time. So there's nothing for hats. Are there any particular stats that are good for Beastmaster, or is it just all very variable? I don't know what item level to aim for. Let's have a look. Oops. Oh. What did Raid Finder want again? 320 for that. 410 for that. I mean, if we've got a 445 belt, that'd bung it up quite a lot, wouldn't it? Get one of them. That's no good. That's no good. I've just got a belt, legs. Oh, wrist I certainly needed. Aha, oh no, I'm not going to pay over the odds. Might be prepared to pay those, as that would be a huge upgrade for me. What have I got left? We're still okay. Hands, actually. Should I have a look at weapons first? That's cheaper, I'm guessing they're fairly crap stats, but never mind. Back to armor, let's see. Who would be selling a neck now? Not much point in going for a cloak either. Oh, hang on a minute, I didn't do hands, did I? Some friends who subscribed for a month since the lockdown, quitting the game at the end of all day. Oh god, that's a long time ago. Well, although around about the same time I did, I suppose. Let's say Elephar and Zoth was Wasn't a pleasant experience. Yes, I've been told about that. I haven't yet experienced that, I have to say. Right, I'm just getting random things for the item level. What I'll do, I'll put this on and see what item level it gets me. And we'll work from there. So, let's have a look. What is this? Alright, whatever that is. So, let's see. Whatever that is. That puts me on 339.
I have many lucky doos. You like punches, lucky doos, and root. Beware of Yeti.
So 339, where does that get me? Gets me in there, no problem. If I wanted to go straight to the Eternal Palace, I would need 380. Right, well I won't get that immediately. Check main paladin for how many mana pills he has. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you how many mana pills I've got. Probably almost 0. Then buy catch-up tokens for my hunter. Yeah, I've done almost nothing in those zones. Were I absolutely hated being in those zones. I was getting nowhere fast, so I haven't done those. The question is at the moment: do I do something futile on the hunter in terms of signing up for LFR or something? Or do I just take the view I can buy myself a set of gear and just get started leveling something else? Because I'm thinking that might be better while we've got the experience. Because I'm not getting any benefit from the thing that's not even showing there. I might just do that thing from Myrmidon, actually. Could always just do that. Mimiron, I mean, actually. Myrmidon's type of Naga. Emissary Najatar gives you 35 pearls and tokens cost 5 pearls per. It could be worth it. Well, I'll have a look. The other thing is I'm planning on doing other characters as well. Also, I'll just draw your attention to the fact that this is a night elf and my paladin is a blood elf, which I'm going to suggest, without knowing, is going to provide some sort of challenge. As you tend not to be able to share things cross-faction, even on your own characters. Apart from obviously transmonkey things. Oh, they're bound on account. Okay, well. Even so, I'll maybe look at them later, but bear in mind there's other characters to do as well, and it might be. I don't need it to be very high item level. I'll just do a few things on it. I could buy more bits of gear even. I don't mind doing that. I've just got a few bits just to be able to at least bypass the first bits of LFR. Well, actually, I can't bypass the first. What is the item level for the first LFR, actually? Loot on. How do I do it by? Why is it doing it on warrior? Don't be ridiculous. $340. It is only about my. I think I'd prefer to just buy some gear to bung me above that. You can buy, by the looks of it, 400 item level gear fairly inexpensively. So. Yeah, I might do some Eternal Palace and that's probably about it. I'll just keep checking the auction house for some bits while I spend most of the time leveling other characters, I think. Oops, what's my neck at?
We can solve any problem. Everything is science. We write it down.
Buy an inscription trinket for item level 400. Okay. Are you going to press about for much longer? What am I supposed to do? How am I assisting him? Oh, okay. Killing things. I see. Okay, that's fine. That's how you assist things in WoW. Either toss something into a bowl or kill something. This is the quest line to get Hattie back. Oh, is it? Okay. It was just a quest. He's the only gnome in the game I actually like, so I thought, you know, I'll do something for him. Don't fear me, that's just rude. Oh yeah, it is.
Lovely chat. Always a pleasure.
What? What the hell? Alright then. You're going to hate this, but I actually like now. I also understand that people do. I used to spend half my time trying to educate such people, but that's no longer my role. Other people should take over that baton now. Now, do I go up or down? I'm going to guess up.
There's always another adventure.
What about no valid targets? That is actually the essence of Hattie. We've got to beat it into submission. Oh. Stop firing lightning at me. I'm not liking the way that it's shooting at me exclusively. Morning, Stormsend. Ah. What the hell? Oh, it's chasing after me again. Orange nose almost mean. Right. Has my webcam disappeared again? Is it reset? I can't. Alright. Fortunately, I can't sort that out until I've dealt with this situation. Oh, this doesn't heal me. This is a problem. I don't have anything to heal myself with. I'm actually going to die. Unless I can survive for 1 minute, but I don't think I can. What does that do? Why the hell am I dying? Okay. Right, anyway, sorry, let me just try and sort this out. I don't know why it insists on keep doing this. It does my head in. Right, especially when it's not behaving. Right. I also have a bit of a problem if at some point this week I'm going to have to attempt to work out. It's not going to let me stream like this next week either, because YouTube's only letting me use the new dashboard, which doesn't allow me to stream for some reason. There's options for it, but it doesn't allow me to stream. It always streams to the old version, even though I've tried to change it and start it again. It's all very difficult to explain because basically I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to find something here. There it is. So I'm going to have to do some trial streams in the week, not at set times, just randomly.
Together. First round's on you.
Take the portal from what? Oh. Well, the problem with Twitch is that people wouldn't necessarily. I also don't know how to use. I mean, hasn't that changed a lot recently? And I wouldn't necessarily know how to use it. It must be possible to do it on YouTube. You'd have the extra difficulty of actually trying to inform people than if it was on Twitch. Unless people were following me on Twitter or Facebook. I mean, that would be the obvious thing to do, yes. Do it on Twitch if I couldn't get it working on this. But I don't understand why I wouldn't be able to get it working on, why it doesn't work on the new one. I may have to just do some reading into it. I was hoping by now, actually, that the alpha would be out and be able to sort of be discussing what's been revealed there. Where am I supposed to go now? Silithus. One of these should be Silithus, shouldn't it? Oh no. Imberalis. Perfect time to do reading, trying things out, seeing everyone locked up at present. Well, I am locked. Well, I'm not locked up because I would be here anyway. I mean, the thing is, not me. I have enough time to actually try and read up and get it to work, of course. Otherwise, I would be streaming every day and just playing stuff every day. I don't know. It told me to go to Silithus. Alright, okay. Not here then, not the convenient place in Silithus. Hang on a minute.
I'm your dwarf.
I ain't got to kill it again, have I? Alright, okay, that doesn't look friendly. Oh, okay. Maybe you can clump him on the head. Yeah, that looks like to me. Stop chucking lightning at me. Bloody... Oh dear. Are we done yet? Alright. It's done it again. It's... Right, this is really weird. I do not know what it is playing at. Wonder when these keepers get their lazy asses from Ulduar and do something for Azeroth. Well, exactly. They're all suffering from depression, aren't they? Right. Why are the two of them? And why is he doing nothing? I mean, yes. Oh, there we go. Says the camera going off seems to always happen when you're frantically in combat. Is it possible accidentally hitting keys that cause it? No, it's not at all. There are no keybinds that impact on this at all. It only happens, and it never used to happen. It's I don't even know what it is. It's only started happening when I updated XSplit last time. What add-on is that for the damage meter? Hold on, let me wait it's loaded up and I will tell you. Oh, you mean the ones that appear on the combat text? I don't remember what add-ons I'm using anymore. It's just left over from what I used to use. What might it be? Not sure, actually. I'm not entirely sure, I'm afraid. Because it's a long time since I put any of these add-ons on. And it's not leaping out of me which one it's likely to be. I'm afraid. Right, what am I supposed to do? Nope. What? Spark of imagination. Use the teleportation pad outside Ulduar. Where do I need to go? I need to go back to Stormwind then, don't I? I mean, there will be different ones that could be used. Oh no. Do I go back to Old down the road? Yes, must do. I mean, I used to use mixed scrolling battle text and then that stopped being supported. And it still worked as long as you didn't take it away and try and upload it again. But I don't remember what I replaced it with. Oh, that's what that exploding was. My belt. I wonder if at some point I should do the quest to get the legendary cloak. I should probably do that on all of them. Problem with you is you've got a new character to level cap, especially when you've not really been playing the game. Can't remember which quest line starts where, because there'll be so many quest lines it'll want me to start. Don't remember this quest line. Well, this is a hunter specific quest line. If you did it on the hunter, it was probably some time ago. WoW is not designed for long breaks. No, it is not, is it? I mean, it's just one of those things. At the end of the day, Elder Scrolls Online is a far superior game for casual like myself, and I'm not really helping myself by doing this, but you know, you've played it for must have an open stable slot. You what? Okay. Does that mean I have to... Well, how am I supposed to... Oh, God. How am I supposed to create an empty stable slot then? I mean, I will naturally just switch, you know, when the new expansion comes out for ESO, I will absolutely be switching over to doing a load of that. If the alpha's out for this as well, then I'll just try and split my time. Right, this is where I don't know how to hunt her. Oh, hi, Grimaldus again. Are you seeing the title right? Close Combat Survival. It was Close Combat Survival, but if we just have a little look, she's got a bow on again. So it didn't last that long. Have I received a survey from Blizzard about the TBC servers? No, they've not given me a survey. Have to find a stable master. Closest one is probably at the flight point in Northwest Stillpitch. Right, okay. So they're not actually letting me do this here then. They've let me come all the way here, knowing that there's a good chance I'd have to go all the way back. Blizzard are awesome, aren't they? Actually, why do I do that? I can just do that, can't I? Or the ogre camp near Ulduar. Not sure if it has a stable master. Well, I mean, I don't even know. Right. You think the one northwest, so that'll be there. Right, let's try there. I have no idea. It's that long. I can get rid of the... I mean, the nether ray, obviously, I don't like it because I've not even named it. The other ones have been named, so I don't want to get rid of them. That's an unnamed one, which I presumably used at a time where different pets gave you different abilities. Although I have to say, that must be the only reason I did. Because I traditionally hate flappy pets, I wouldn't choose to take one. Which is also probably why I didn't name it. This doesn't look like the sort of place that would have a stable, is it? Oh no, well done. It is. Right. Right, are we good? What's who's in here? Percy, Pixel, and Cuddles. Alright then. Can I still use Cuddles? If I put Snuggles back in and get Cuddles out. Oops, what am I doing? See you later, Deja. Hammer of Wrath seems to be a nice talent now. Should Blizzard make it baseline next expansion? Well, you don't... I mean, I think it was iconic enough that it should never have been removed. It should be baseline. But at the end of the day, what I mean, for my fellow Rets, what I would care about is, do they make it balanced? I'm actually okay with the notion of having something like that as a talent, because you don't always need it as such. And something you don't always need is fine as a talent for when it is useful. But yeah, it should really have been retained as baseline. But whatever they're thinking on the matter, as long as they make the spec work, then that's all you can really ask these days. I'll give you back Exorcism. And I see Exorcism was always very messy. It was also iconic, but it was very messy. You know, to be fair to them, I would say that they did try all sorts of things. And, you know, it didn't really. It didn't really work. Whatever they did just somehow didn't really work very well. Right, what have we got to do here? Right, what's his instructions? Do I have to kill? Oh, at least it's not taking too much longer. I don't know what his instructions are. Was I not supposed to do that? Do you know what? I'm gonna suggest I should abandon this and pick it up again. Because me disappearing somewhere didn't really help. Come here, you. Maybe I wasn't supposed to kill Hattie. That could be the reason not Alpha not out yet. Try read other classes. I think it's much more likely. I mean, without any word from I don't know. But I would have thought it was more likely that it's because of people having to try and relocate and work at home now. I mean, when they got rid of Exorcism and then they brought in Blade of Justice, my feeling was that actually they should have just changed Exorcism. And I know Blade of Justice is physical. I would have just not brought Blade of Justice in, had Exorcism. Obviously it would have to be holy damage, it has to be. And just have it works like that. But that ship sailed because they didn't do that. Back to Thorim, and then hopefully we're done. Might be reasonable timing as well. Then the question will be next week, do I do Demon Hunter or Horde Demon Hunter or Alliance Warrior? I would like to do both of those before Shadowlands as well. And then at some point I'm going to have to persuade all my Alliance characters to be on one server and have to work out which one that's likely to be. But that can wait till much later. Demon Hunter, easy this expansion. I mean, the way I'm playing them, let's be honest, they're all going to be easy, aren't they? All the content they can solo. I mean, the content I'm going to be doing should be soloable by anyway. I mean, I'm not engaging with BfA. All I'm doing in BfA really is leveling some characters for Shadowlands. And as I say, I was hoping that by now Shadowlands Alpha would be out and I could be having a look at what people are finding out about it. God, it goes on and on, this, doesn't it? On and on and on. Oh, what's this? Summon the essence of Titan Strike. What was all this crap? Do I have to do all of it? Oh no.
What brings you to the Temple of Storms? Farewell.
Is that it? Well done. See, it moaned at me for not having a thingy slot free, and now I don't understand this. What has happened? That is now finished, isn't it? And yet, I don't know. It's done, whatever. See you later, Stormsend. Well, we've just about done here anyway. I'm just going to tidy up and then... What do they want me to do here? I'm going to go back to Borealis. And then, like I say, next week it will either be Warrior or Demon Hunter. Unless I'm crazy enough just to spend a week on the Paladin doing some... whatchamacallit, Nyalotha LFR, which might include... No, I wouldn't be insane enough to do that. Not on a Sunday. I might give it a little try on Wednesday if I can. Can't play a Demon Hunter unless you have a sufficiently pun-named one. No, 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 no. I don't pun... well, I haven't pun-named that one anyway. It's called Genmore. I'll show you them before I log off, actually. Let's... I'll just put these in the scrapper. And then I will introduce you to them. I have serious names. With the possible exception of this character. And maybe one other character. Now, whereabouts is my Demon Hunter? I think it might be on Tarren Mill. There you go. So it won't take very long to get to 110, and then so I could easily get that this week. And then could be ready to do them. Or... Oh no, that's where I was before. See, I wouldn't mind doing my monk as well. There's a few characters I wouldn't mind just getting to 120. Oh, my warrior. I love my warrior. Might do my warrior. And there's actually the Alliance version of the Demon Hunter that's already at 110. But I'm absolutely fine doing... having a Horde Demon Hunter for next expansion. Just to see the Horde side of it. Maybe. Oh, I need to level the bloody Death Knight as well, don't I? Oh, there's so many things to level. So many things. Never mind. But yeah, I'll be on next week, same time. There may be... Don't be alarmed if you see the odd little stream. It'll just be testing. I'm going to have to test because the only way I can be back next week is if I work out how to do it on here. But going on an idea someone did actually say, if I cannot find any way to stream on YouTube from next week when they remove this facility, it may have to be on Twitch, which means I'm going to have to resurrect my Twitch thing. I don't know how that's going to start. You actually started to level a mecha now. Oh. Noticed a horde-loving horde didn't give us the racial passive we wanted. Blessing of the machine spirit. I don't even know what the racials are. I've paid zero attention to them whatsoever. Zero attention. But yes, I will find some way to stream next week. If it is going to be on Twitch, obviously I'll put notifications everywhere, including on YouTube. But we'll just have to leave that one there. But I'll find some way. What I'm not sure of at the moment is which character it will be. It will either be the warrior or the... what did I just click then? I just clicked a thing. And I don't know why. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for this week. Thanks for coming on, everyone. And until next time, I'll see you later.